One of the funny things about our lives today is I think there's a pretty high level of stress. You know, we seem so busy, and sometimes you go back and you look at a pioneer woman, for example, and I look, and it took her an entire day to do laundry, to wash the clothing, and then there was another entire day set up for ironing the clothing. And I've got a washing machine that works in 35 minutes, and the dryer is an hour, and I'm still spending the entire week doing laundry. So with all our labor saving and everything, the bottom line is, you know what? Life is always busy. And here came a question that was sent to our Ancient Jewish Wisdom, sent to our website. And again, I don't think it's anything new. I think somebody could have asked this question 100 years ago, or 200 years ago, or 1,000 years ago. I was wanting to know if there is any ancient Jewish wisdom regarding how to handle stress and anxiety in everyday life. And Lashar wrote that in. And the reason I started as I did is because I think sometimes we look at something just in a different way. You know, if you come have... Can I tell a funny story, a little funny story about the grandchildren? I had grandma camp this summer, and I had 5 little girls spent the week. And we live in an apartment building, and it has an underground kind of labyrinth that leads to 2 other buildings. And one of the girls ran back to the apartment, and the rest of us followed, and we knocked at the door. And no one opened the door. The door was locked. And we knocked again, and no one opened the door. And I said, Bela, that's very funny. Now open the door. And she didn't open the door. Well, after a little more knocking and, okay, the joke is over. It's time to open the door and let Grandma and your cousins in. I was getting irritated. I am embarrassed to tell you, we were in the wrong building. The buildings are connected underground, they look alike, and we had come up in building number 2 instead of in our building. So I was trying to have Bela open the door, but it was the wrong door. It wasn't going to work. And so I think a lot of us are under the misapprehension that you are supposed to be able to go through life without stress, without anxiety, that life is just supposed to flow smoothly. The minute I realized we were in the wrong building, we went to the right building, knocked, and the door opened. The minute we realized that life is full of challenges and we should run and greet those challenges, those are our opportunities, it's an entire change of perspective.
So, Lashar, what we really are saying to you is you're asking us about how to get rid of stress and anxiety, and we're saying live with it, embrace it. You know, sadly, I mean, it's tragic to even think about it, but God forbid, when people die, their face loses their expression. Our expressions are the result of us being in a state of tension, being in a state of confronting life and grappling with life and living life. And so instead of, I know you came to us for some kind of magic wand that'll just have us erase stress and tension from your life, but it ain't going to happen. On the contrary, we say you don't want that to happen. It is precisely our engagement with life that creates those things we consider to be stress and tension. Don't let it eat away at your heart and at your stomach. That's not a good thing, obviously. If, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. Worrying is not going to make the problems go away, but you think about it. You work it in your head, not in your stomach, and you embrace it. This is evidence that you are alive, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all.
And also, you do what you can, and know that you have a partner in God. Don't try to do God's job. We can do as much as we can, and we know that we have a loving partner as we go through life. And so, change the language of stress and anxiety to the language of challenge and opportunity.
And everything changes when that happens. So thank you for being with us here on Ask the Rabbi. And until we're together next week, Susan and I pray for you a week of good health and prosperity, and you will be able to face all challenges yourself.